Hey guys, how's it going? All right, we've been listening to the hearing and what was said afterwards, and I wanted to discuss it. It seems like a lot of people think that the defense team had a bad day yesterday, and I disagree. And I'm going to tell you why. Let's go ahead and listen to the video or a little piece of it, and then we'll talk about it.
Well, I didn't see it that way at all. I'm not just trying to look for a silver lining. My intent was that we try this case on the 5 or 6 minutes it happened way back then on February 26th. And I recall saying that to you, Piers, the first time we got together and talked. The intent was that we want to make sure that the information is available to us, we have, and it doesn't need to be said in opening and shouldn't be said in opening. And
So the point was, and the hearing that happened yesterday was, can they bring this stuff up at opening? Not whether it can be brought up at trial, but whether it can be brought up before the trial even begins. And reality is that this is not what we were looking for. We were really looking to make the court aware of the information and make it available to us if it should be needed. And he's going to explain that to you. Basically, the whole idea is that if the defense needs to, they can bring this information in now. And what happened is the prosecution throughout the entire year has been talking about what a great guy Trayvon was and a good student and all this other stuff. Well, we've got to have information to counter that if it should come up in trial. So what happened is Mark O'Mara, the smart guy that he is, said, look, we'll set this stuff out here, and we won't use it as long as you don't force us to use it. As long as the defense is not pushed into a corner, they won't use it. The only time that they're going to come in and say, look at all this evidence that Trayvon was a pot smoker and a gun owner and a fighter and all that stuff, as long as the prosecution doesn't come in and say, oh, look at the little pictures of sweet little Trayvon like they did on the media. So that's the main thing. And now the prosecution has been put on notice. If for some reason they decide to focus outside of those few minutes that the encounter happened, then this is going to open the door for George's team to just go after all that information.
Only will be used if the state presents their case in such a way that we have to respond with some of that evidence. My hope is none of it gets anywhere near a courtroom, but that's only if the state plays by the rules that they're supposed to.
So that's the main point, and that's the only reason it was brought up. So all these people that sit here and think that George's team made a mistake by bringing it up and then losing it, wrong. Because if they didn't bring this up, it could not come into the trial. So it would have opened the door for the state to say all these things, wonderful things about Trayvon, and the state and George's team would not have been able to bring in all these other things, the pictures and all that. So that's why it was so important. Now, the judge only stated that they're not going to be allowed to use it in opening statements. Doesn't mean that it can't come in on the trial. And it probably won't come in on the trial. And this is what we've been saying all along. There's no reason to talk about Trayvon's pot use. All we need to do is focus on those minutes when Trayvon was banging George's head on the concrete. That's all that matters. And that's what I've been saying all along. Let's just focus on that period of time when Trayvon came back from his house up towards the T where George was hanging around. Focus on the period of time where the witnesses saw George getting his head bashed on the concrete. These are things that we need to focus on because this is a self-defense case. There's no reason for us to focus on what Trayvon did in the past or what George did in the past. So as long as we keep those things out of the picture, then we don't need this stuff. It was just brought in to tie the hands of the state. So the hands of the state have been officially tied. If they dare step outside of the lines, now all this stuff will come in. So if you think that George lost those, you're wrong, because they had to present it in this way in order to bring the information in. The fact that the judge said not for the very beginning of the case doesn't mean she said not at all. All right. So you might want to go back and listen to the hearing and see that she didn't say that it can't come into the case. She just said that they can't present it in the opening statements.
To play by.
Tell me this. I mean, what is the relevance really of whether Trayvon Martin had, been in an aggressive mood, whether he took pot, whether he...
So, all that is secondary, and like he said, it's not necessary that we focus on this stuff. Yes, it's true that, when somebody, especially a young guy like Trayvon is jonesing, he wants his pot and he can't get to it, then sometimes they get a little bit irritable. That's understandable. But the idea that smoking pot made Trayvon want to attack George is ridiculous. It's not even in the realm of possibilities. But when you put everything together and draw a great big picture, you say, well, we got this pot-smoking kid that fights all the time. He's been suspended 3 times in 1 year. This is not a typical good teenager. So if the information, if it's required that we bring it in, then it'll come in. But right now, all we need to focus on is those few minutes where Trayvon beat the crap out of George. That's all we need to focus on. And if we do that, it's a done case.
Well, if in fact his history is relevant, if the state makes it such that it's relevant, we have to look at the fact that he was on pot, and we know that he had at least enough in his system that the state experts suggested there could have been impairment. There are studies out there that say in young males particularly, pot use or withdrawal from pot use can lead to aggression. So these things could become relevant. As far as him having a hand on a gun, that could become relevant because, as we know, part of the evidence is that he may have seen the gun and even gone for it. So that could become relevant according to how the state presents the case. Again, we're going to be...
So that's basically the point, is that George's team never really wanted to bring this stuff in. The only reason they did it was to tie the hands of the state. This forces the state to focus on those minutes and ignore everything else. They wanted to bring in the stuff about George's medication. They wanted to bring in stuff about any past history with his girlfriend or with the police or anything else like that. They want to bring all that in. But guess what? If they do, then it opens the door for all this stuff for Trayvon. That's why. Genius. So good talking to you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.